My precious child, listen closely to the sound of my voice as it whispers directly into the depths of your soul. This moment, this very second you are spending with me, is not a coincidence or a random occurrence of the digital world. It is a divine appointment, a sacred meeting that I have orchestrated since the beginning of time, just for you. I have seen the weight you carry on your shoulders and the exhaustion that has settled into your very bones. I know you were about to give up, thinking that your prayers were falling on deaf ears, but I am here to tell you that I have heard every sigh and counted every silent tear. You are not just anyone. You are my chosen one, and I have stepped into your timeline today because there is a shift occurring in the spiritual realm that you cannot yet see with your physical eyes. Stay with me, for I have a secret to reveal about what is unfolding for you in the next 24 hours. And if you turn away now, you might miss the very miracle you have been fasting and praying for. Before I reveal the magnitude of the blessing that is already at your doorstep, I want you to declare your presence in this sanctuary of light. Do not let this moment pass without making a mark in the physical world to show your spiritual readiness. Type "I am here, Lord" or 7007 right now in the comments below. This is not just a number. It is a signal to the heavens that you are standing at the gates ready to receive the double restoration I have promised. By typing these words, you are aligning your heart with my frequency and opening the doors that have been locked for years. I am watching you, and I am waiting for your response as a sign of your trust in my perfect timing. This simple act of faith is the key that turns the lock of the heavens over your current situation. As you feel my peace beginning to wash over you, I invite you to join this family of believers who walk in the light. Press the like button on this message right now as a physical seal of your agreement with heaven's decree over your life. When you subscribe to this channel, you are not just following a page. You are positioning yourself within a circle of protection and constant spiritual nourishment. This simple act tells the universe and the enemy that you belong to me and that you are ready to walk this journey of restoration every single day. Do it now, my child, and let the light of my presence bind us together as we prepare to enter the deeper revelations I have prepared for your breakthrough. You are no longer walking this path alone. You are now part of a movement of grace that will carry you to your destiny. I see the flicker of hope returning to your eyes, and it gladdens my heart. You have felt like a stranger in a dry land wandering without a map. But I am the path and the light. The world has tried to dim your shine and convince you that your best days are behind you, but they do not know what I have written in the book of your life. The next 24 hours are a portal, a window of grace, where I am rearranging the circumstances of your life in your favor. I am moving people you do not even know to favor you, and I am clearing the path that was once blocked by thorns and shadows. Do not let your heart be troubled, for your Father is in the room. This is the beginning of the end of your struggle, and the dawn of a restoration so complete that the memories of your pain will fade like a dream in the morning sun. I am here, I am alive, and I am moving on your behalf at this very moment. My beloved child, I have watched you in the stillness of the midnight hour, when the world is asleep, and the only sound is the heavy beating of your own heart. I have been there in those moments, when you sat on the edge of your bed, staring into the darkness, wondering how much longer you could endure the weight of the world. I saw the tears you tried so hard to blink away, the ones that eventually escaped and soaked into your pillow. To the people around you, you are the pillar of strength, the one who always has it together. But I see the cracks in the foundation. I see the trembling in your hands when the door is closed and the lights are off. You have spent so many nights keeping a vigil of worry, replaying every mistake, every what if, and every fear until the sun began to peek through the curtains. I want you to know that not a single one of those moments went unnoticed by me. I was not distant. I was sitting right there beside you, catching every drop of your sorrow in my own hands. You carry a burden that was never meant for your shoulders alone. You have become an expert at wearing a mask, painting a smile on your face, while your soul feels like it is shattering into 1,000 pieces. I have seen you walk into rooms full of people and feel more alone than if you were in a desert. I know the exhaustion that comes from pretending to be okay, from telling everyone I'm fine when your spirit is screaming for rest. You are tired of being the strong one, tired of being the provider, the listener, and the rock for everyone else, while you feel like you are sinking into quicksand. My precious one, the night is long, but it is in the darkness that I am doing my deepest work within you. Those silent tears are not a sign of weakness. They are the language of a soul that is being refined in the fire. I am leaning in close to you right now, whispering into the quiet parts of your mind. It is safe to let go. You don't have to perform for me. I saw you when you felt that sudden, sharp emptiness in your chest, a hollow ache that seemed to come out of nowhere, making it hard to breathe. I saw you in the grocery store, in your car, or in the middle of a busy workday, when the overwhelming sense of, "Is this all there is?" washed over you. I know the pressure you feel to keep moving forward when every fiber of your being wants to stop. This night vigil you have been keeping, this season of insomnia and internal searching, is not a punishment. It is a holy preparation. You are being emptied of the old so that I can fill you with the new. The tears you shed in the secret place are watering the seeds of a joy that the world cannot take away. I have recorded every sigh, every groan that was too deep for words, and I am turning them into a symphony of restoration. The nights of weeping are coming to an end, and the morning of my favor is beginning to break over the horizon of your life. Hold on to my hand, for I am the God who sees you in the shadows. While others see your outward appearance, I see the beauty of your endurance. I see the way you choose to trust me, even when you feel abandoned. Your silence has reached my ears as clearly as a shout, and my response is already in motion. You have been faithful in the hidden season, and soon you will see the fruit of your perseverance in the light of day. I am restoring the peace that the night tried to steal from you. I am healing the exhaustion in your soul and replacing it with a strength that is not your own. Rest now, my child, and in the assurance that your Father is awake, watching over your destiny while you sleep. The vigil is over, and the era of your healing has begun. My precious one, let us talk about the wounds that were not caused by strangers, but by those you once called friends, family, or partners. I know the sharp sting of betrayal that still lingers in your heart like a splinter you cannot reach. I saw you give all your time, your resources, and your very heart, only to have it handed back to you in pieces. I watched as those you carried on your back when they were weak turned their heels and walked away the moment you stumbled. You have been left behind by people who swore they would never leave, and the silence they left behind is deafening. I want you to know that I felt every ounce of that rejection with you. Every time a door was slammed in your face, I was the one standing on the other side, waiting to catch you. Their departure was not a sign of your lack of value. It was my way of clearing the room for the greatness that is coming. I saw the gossip that was whispered about you in the shadows, the lies that were told to tarnish your reputation by people who didn't even know the battles you were fighting. You have felt the weight of ingratitude from those you helped when they had nothing. You poured into their lives, and when they reached their mountaintop, they forgot the person who helped them climb. It hurts, doesn't it, to be treated like a seasonal convenience rather than a soul worthy of love. But listen to my voice. I have recorded every act of kindness you performed in secret. I have seen the sacrifices you made that no one else ever acknowledged. Those who left you were only meant to be a chapter in your story, not the whole book. If they could not handle your shadow, they do not deserve your light. I am stripping away the toxic attachments and the hollow connections to make room for the divine alignments that will actually sustain you. Now, my child, I want you to do something for me. Right where you are, stop. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a long, deep breath in. And as you exhale, release the names of those who hurt you. Release the faces of those who abandoned you. I am reaching out my hand right now to touch those scars. I am wiping away the memories of the betrayals that have kept you guarded and fearful. I am washing your spirit clean of the bitterness that tried to take root. Feel my warmth flowing through your chest, melting the ice of resentment. I am your vindicator. I will restore the years you lost trying to please people who were never meant to stay. You don't have to defend yourself or fight for your reputation anymore, because I am fighting for you. The space they left vacant in your life is now a holy ground where I will place people of integrity, loyalty, and true love. Do not look back at the ones who walked away. They were not equipped to go where I am taking you. They were part of the training, but they are not part of the destination. I am moving you into a season where you will be celebrated, not just tolerated. I am surrounding you with a hedge of protection that no weapon of gossip or betrayal can penetrate. You are being refined, not broken. The pain of the past is being converted into power for your future. Trust me when I say that the restoration I am bringing will be so overwhelming that the faces of your betrayers will become nothing more than a distant, faded memory. I have better for you. I have more for you. The sting is leaving, and the healing is taking hold. You are loved with an everlasting love that will never ever leave or forsake you. My chosen one, I have watched the enemy try to strip you of everything that defined your comfort. I saw the moments when you lost what you worked so hard to build, when your bank account dwindled, when your health felt like it was failing, and when your influence seemed to vanish into thin air. The world looks at you and sees what is missing, but I look at you and see what remains, and what remains is indestructible. They may have taken your position, they may have taken your possessions, and they may have even taken your peace for a season. But they could never take the treasure that I placed deep within your spirit before you were even formed in your mother's womb. You are not defined by what you have lost. You are defined by the light that refuses to go out no matter how hard the wind blows. That light is my signature upon your soul, a divine spark that no thief can steal and no fire can consume. Understand this, my child. The enemy only attacks what he fears. He saw the greatness in you long before you recognized it yourself. He tried to break you because he knew that if you ever realized who you truly are in me, you would be unstoppable. He thought that by taking away the external things, he could crush your spirit and make you give up on my promises. But he made a mistake. He didn't realize that you are like a seed. The more you are buried, the more you grow. Every trial was just soil, and every tear was just water for the garden I am blooming inside of you. You have emerged from the fire, not smelling like smoke, but with a character that is pure gold. Your faith has been tested in the furnace of affliction, and because you stayed true to me in the dark, you have gained a wealth of wisdom and resilience that no amount of money could ever buy. This is the secret of the chosen one. Your value is not in your container, but in what the container holds. You may feel like a cracked jar of clay, worn out and weathered by the storms of life. But it is through those very cracks that my glory shines the brightest. The world values the temporary, but I have invested in you the eternal. I have given you a heart that still knows how to love after being hated, a spirit that still knows how to pray after being disappointed, and a soul that still knows how to hope when all seems lost. This is the treasure that cannot be stolen. This is the authority that cannot be revoked. You are carrying a heavenly currency that is about to be released into your physical reality. What was taken from you was merely a shadow. What I am about to give you is the substance. Do not mourn for the things that fell away, for they were only holding you back from the weight of the blessing I am now preparing you to carry. I am shifting your perspective today from lack to abundance, from mourning to dancing. You are standing on the threshold of a great unveiling. The enemy thinks he won because he saw you crying, but I am laughing because I see the crown I am placing on your head. You have passed the test of the hidden season, and now the world will see that the one they tried to bury was actually being planted for a harvest of a lifetime. Stand tall, my beloved, and straighten your shoulders. You are a king, a queen, a priest of the Most High, and your treasure is locked within my heart, where no power on earth or in hell can ever reach it. My beloved, I want to teach you a secret language that carries the power to rearrange the very atoms of your reality. It is the language of gratitude. Most people wait for the miracle to happen before they offer their thanks, but I am calling you to a higher level of spiritual maturity. Gratitude is not just a reaction to a blessing. It is the frequency that attracts the blessing. When you thank me in the midst of the storm, you are signaling to the heavens that you trust my character more than your circumstances. You are creating a vibration that harmonizes with my abundance rather than the world's lack. I have seen you struggle to find words when your heart was heavy, but even a whisper of "Thank you, Father," in your darkest hour sounds like a thunderous shout of victory in the spiritual realm. This gratitude acts as a magnetic force, drawing to you the resources, the people, and the breakthroughs that have been hovering just out of reach because of the fog of worry. Think of your gratitude as a divine shield. When you focus on what you lack, you leave your soul unguarded, allowing the arrows of bitterness, envy, and despair to pierce your heart. But when you wrap yourself in a garment of praise, those arrows cannot find a place to land. Radical gratitude transforms suffering into strength because it forces you to look for my hand in every detail of your life. I have been there in the small mercies you overlooked, the breath in your lungs, the roof over your head, the stranger who smiled at you when you felt invisible. These are not coincidences. They are love letters from me. By acknowledging them, you are strengthening your shield. You are telling the enemy that he cannot steal your joy, because your joy is not rooted in what the world gives, but in who I am. This shield doesn't just protect you. It clears the atmosphere around you, making it impossible for the spirits of heaviness to remain in your presence. I am calling you to practice a radical form of thanksgiving, to thank me for the doors that stayed closed, for the relationships that ended, and for the delays that frustrated you. You cannot see it yet, but those were my acts of protection. I closed those doors because what was behind them would have destroyed the destiny I have for you. I removed those people because they were weights, not wings. When you can look at a no from me and say, "Thank you, Lord, for your wisdom," you have reached a level of faith that moves mountains. This is the frequency of the miraculous. It is the sound of a heart that is completely aligned with my will. As you lift your voice in praise today, you are breaking the invisible chains of discontentment that have kept you spiraling in the same old cycles of struggle. You are stepping into a new dimension of favor, where the things you used to chase will now begin to chase you. If you believe that I am shifting your atmosphere and that my shield of protection is around you right now, do not remain silent in this holy moment. This is the time to signal your agreement with heaven's frequency. Press the like button, subscribe to this channel immediately to join this circle of light and protection. By doing this, you are not just interacting with a video. You are making a public declaration that you are choosing the frequency of gratitude over the frequency of fear. You are sealing your commitment to walk in the light and inviting my presence to occupy every corner of your life. Do it now as an act of spiritual warfare, and watch how the shadows begin to flee as we enter the deeper mysteries of why you were chosen for this specific battle and this spectacular glory. My child, have you ever felt like you were running a race with invisible weights tied to your ankles? Have you noticed that despite your hard work, your intelligence, and your pure heart, you seem to hit the same invisible glass ceiling that your parents and grandparents hit before you? I have seen you battle the same shadows of anxiety, the same spirit of lack, and the same patterns of broken relationships that have haunted your family tree for generations. You have wondered why certain struggles seem so familiar, even though you have done everything in your power to live differently. I want to tell you that what you are feeling is real. These are the invisible chains of the past, the silent echoes of generational cycles that have tried to claim your destiny. But I am here today to tell you that the bloodline of the flesh ends where the bloodline of the spirit begins. The struggle you have inherited is not your final destination. For I am the God who breaks every yoke and shatters every shackle that has been forged in the dark. I am the breaker of chains, and I am reaching down into the very roots of your ancestry right now. Every word spoken against your family, every covenant made in darkness by those who came before you, and every spirit of infirmity that has traveled through the DNA of your lineage is being severed at this very moment. I am applying the holy sacrifice of my love to every broken link in your history. You do not have to carry the debt of your fathers, nor do you have to suffer for the mistakes of those who didn't know me. I am wiping the slate clean and rewriting the code of your life. The poverty that plagued your house, the addictions that stole the peace of your home, and the bitterness that divided your bloodline are being consumed by my holy fire. I am declaring a spiritual divorce between you and the failures of your past. You are no longer bound by the limitations of those who walked before you. You are bound only by the limitlessness of my grace. You were chosen for this specific time because I knew you were strong enough to be the one who says, "It ends with me." You are the cycle breaker. You are the one who will open the doors that were locked for 100 years. While others in your family succumb to the pressure, I have been strengthening your spirit in the secret place so that you could withstand the weight of this deliverance. The battle has been fierce because the enemy knows that if he cannot stop you, he loses his hold on everyone who comes after you. Your children and your children's children will walk in a freedom that your ancestors only dreamed of all because you chose to stand with me today and believe in the power of the new covenant. The chains are not just loosening, they are shattering into dust. They will never be reformed, and the shadows will never be able to find their way back to your door, for the light I am pouring into you is too blinding for the darkness to inhabit. Breathe in the air of liberation, my beloved. The heaviness that has been sitting on your chest for years, the one you couldn't quite explain, is lifting right now. I am replacing the spirit of heaviness with a garment of praise. I am giving you a new name and a new heritage that is not defined by earthly lack, but by heavenly abundance. You are no longer a product of your environment or a victim of your history. You are a child of the Most High, born of an incorruptible seed. The invisible barriers have been demolished, and the path before you is now wide and clear. Walk forward with the confidence of a conqueror, knowing that the power that is in you is greater than any curse that ever tried to define you. The legal rights of the enemy over your life have been revoked. The cycle of pain is finished, and the cycle of my limitless favor has begun. You are free, and whom I set free is free indeed, and this freedom shall be the foundation upon which I build your new life. I see the tears of relief forming as you realize that the war you've been fighting wasn't even yours to win because I have already won it for you. This is the moment where you step out of the tomb of your family's history and into the sunlight of my promise. There is no power in hell, no witchcraft, no word curse, and no ancestral debt that can hold back the wave of restoration I am releasing. You are the first fruits of a redeemed generation. Every step you take from this moment forward will be on holy ground, cleared of the debris of the past. Trust in the work I am doing in the unseen realms. You may not feel the chains falling, but you will see the results in your peace, in your finances, and in your relationships very soon. The silence of the enemy is proof of his defeat. Your legacy is being rewritten in the stars, and it is a legacy of victory, honor, and everlasting light. My precious child, you have often looked at the world and wondered why your path seems so much steeper than everyone else's. You have asked me in the quiet of your heart, "Why me, Lord? Why must I face these storms while others sail on calm waters?" Today I want to pull back the veil and show you the truth, and the intensity of your battle is the greatest evidence of your value. You were not chosen because you were weak. You were chosen because I knew that with my spirit within you, you were the only one who could carry the weight of the glory that is coming. Your light is so bright that it has become a beacon in the spiritual realm. And the darkness is terrified of what happens when you finally realize who you are. The enemy does not waste his arrows on those who are not a threat to his kingdom. He has targeted you because you carry a seed of greatness that has the power to dismantle strongholds and set captives free. Every trial you have faced was an attempt to dim your shine before you could reach your full luminosity. I want you to understand that the size of your giant is always proportional to the size of your anointing. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. I am the potter, and you are the clay in my hands. Every time life seemed to press down on you, every time the heat of the furnace seemed unbearable, it was because I was shaping you into a vessel of honor. I was removing the impurities of pride, self-reliance, and fear, making room for a double portion of my power. You are a threat to the status quo of darkness. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts because you carry the frequency of heaven. This is why you have felt misunderstood, why you have felt like a misfit, and why you have faced opposition from places you expected support. You were never meant to fit in for, you were designed to lead. You were never meant to be common for, you are a royal priesthood, a holy nation set apart for my specific purpose. In your moments of deepest crushing, remember this: I am never closer to you than when your heart is breaking. I am the God who is near to the brokenhearted and the one who saves those who are crushed in spirit. Every time you felt like you were falling apart, you were actually falling into my arms. I was gathering the fragments of your soul and reassembling them with a strength that is supernatural. The crushing was necessary to release the oil of your anointing. Just as the olive must be pressed to give its oil, and the grape must be trodden to give its wine, your spirit had to endure the pressure to release the healing and the wisdom that you now carry. You are becoming a source of life for others who are still in the fire. Your scars are not signs of shame. They are your credentials. They prove that you have been to the front lines and survived by my grace. This is a holy moment of realization, and I want you to guard this revelation with everything you have. The enemy would love to steal this word of encouragement from your heart before it can take root. Do not let the distractions of the world pull you away from this truth. Right now, as an act of spiritual alignment, and to protect the energy of this message, I ask you to press the like button and subscribe to this family. By doing so, you are raising a wall of fire around this word and joining a community of lights that will help sustain you in the days to come. This is not a request for a number. It is an invitation to stay connected to the source of your strength. Do not let the darkness whisper that you are alone. Seal your commitment to this journey of restoration right now, and let us continue to explore the divine timing that is working in your favor. You are entering a season where the why will finally make sense. The tears you sowed in private are about to produce a harvest of joy in public. Every no you received was a yes to a greater destiny. I am the God of the turnaround, and I am taking all the broken pieces of your story and weaving them into a masterpiece that will leave the world in awe. You are my masterpiece, created in my image, to reflect my glory in a way that only you can. The struggle was the training ground, but the throne is your destination. Rest in the knowledge that I have already seen your end from your beginning, and it is a finish of victory and peace. You were chosen for this, and I am with you every step of the way. My child, I know that lately my voice has seemed like a distant echo, or perhaps a profound silence that feels like abandonment. You have called out to me in the middle of the night, asking for a sign, a whisper, or a single open door, only to be met with what feels like a void. I want you to understand that my silence is never my absence. It is my deepest form of intimacy. When a teacher is giving a test, they remain silent so the student can prove what they have learned. When an artist is putting the final delicate strokes on a masterpiece, they hold their breath. I am not ignoring you. I am observing the strength I have built within you. This hidden season you are in is not a prison. It is a womb. It is the place where your character is being knitted together, where your roots are growing deep into the bedrock of faith, so that when the winds of prosperity finally blow, you will not be uprooted. You have been in the waiting room of destiny. But I want you to see that the waiting room is actually a construction site. I have delayed certain answers, not because I am reluctant to give, but because I am preparing you to handle the weight of the blessing. Real blessings, the ones that last for generations, are heavy. They require strong shoulders and a heart that cannot be easily corrupted by pride or greed. If I had given you the platform, the wealth, or the relationship you asked for 2 years ago, the weight of it would have crushed the person you were then. I love you too much to give you a harvest that your storehouse isn't ready to hold. I have been using this time of silence to upgrade your vessel. I have been teaching you how to find peace when the bank account is low, how to find joy when you are alone, and how to find your identity in me rather than in the applause of men. Every day that you stayed faithful in the little, you were passing the entrance exam for the much. You are being trained to be a steward of the miraculous, and that training happens in the quiet when no one is watching but me. Think of my silence as a divine shield. While you were frustrated that the door didn't open, you didn't see the danger that was waiting on the other side. I was holding you back to protect you from a storm you weren't equipped to sail through yet. I am the architect of time, and my clock is never slow. I know exactly when the fruit is ripe, and I know exactly when your heart is ready to receive without losing itself. You have been saying, Lord, when? And I have been saying, child. Who are you becoming while you wait? The process is just as important as the promise. Everything you have been through, the isolation, the questions, the feeling of being behind your peers, is being used to build a maturity in you that will make you a leader in the season to come. You are not falling behind. You are being aligned. You are not breaking. You are being built into a fortress that the enemy can never take down. The silence is about to break, but I need you to trust the process for just a little longer. Do not dig up the seed I have planted in your heart by speaking words of doubt or negativity. Your words are the seeds of your future. Keep them aligned with my promises. Instead of saying, "It's never going to happen," say, "My Father is working behind the scenes." When the world asks why you haven't succeeded yet, let your peace be your answer. You are in a sacred incubation period. Soon, the walls of this hidden season will fall away, and you will step out into a light so bright that everyone who doubted you will see the glory of my handiwork. You will not be the same person who entered this season. You will emerge with a character that matches your calling, a strength that matches your struggle, and a faith that is fireproof. I am with you in the quiet. I am with you in the waiting. Your appointed time is written in the stars, and nothing in heaven or on earth can stop what I have set in motion for you. My beloved, if you could see what I see, you would never spend another moment in fear or trembling. Beyond the veil of your physical reality, there is a movement of power and light that the world cannot comprehend. I have commanded the very hosts of heaven to take up positions around you. You are not just a person living a life. You are a dignitary of my kingdom, and I have surrounded you with a royal guard. These angelic armies are not just hovering. They are on active assignment, moving with precision to dismantle the traps that the enemy has laid for your feet. Every assignment of darkness against your mind, every plan to steal your joy, and every spirit of confusion is being met by a wall of fire that the heavenly host has established around your soul. You are under a divine canopy of protection that no weapon formed against you can penetrate. The atmosphere in your home is shifting right now, because my messengers of light have arrived to drive out the shadows of despair that have lingered for too long. I want you to know that these angelic armies are currently working on your behalf in the realm of your finances. There have been obstacles placed in your path by spirits of lack and delay, invisible blockages that kept your resources from reaching you, despite your hard work and prayers. But listen to my decree. My angels are clearing the way. They are moving into the hearts of those who hold the keys to your promotion. They are influencing the thoughts of decision makers and clearing the debris of debt from your lineage. You will soon see doors open that you didn't even knock on. Resources will manifest from places you never expected, and opportunities will find you because they are being guided by heavenly hands. The angels of provision are opening the storehouses of heaven and releasing the supply that has your name on it. You have been faithful in the lean times, and now the hosts of heaven are making sure that your harvest is protected from the devourer. Every financial shackle is being loosed by the hands of the divine. Not only are your resources being protected, but your very physical being is under a holy watch. I have stationed angels of healing at your bedside and in every room where you walk. They are warding off the spirits of infirmity and exhaustion that have tried to claim your strength and steal your future. When you sleep, they are working to restore the cells in your body and calm the storms in your mind. You have been under a spiritual attack that targeted your health to stop you from fulfilling your destiny. But that assignment is canceled today. The armies of light are standing between you and every sickness, every accident, and every plot of the enemy to cut your life short. You are being encased in a shield of divine energy. You will find your energy returning, your breath becoming deep and peaceful, and the aches that have plagued you for years beginning to dissolve in the presence of my glory. You are being preserved for the great work I have for you. Do not be afraid of the news you hear or the shadows that try to dance on your walls. The one who is with you is greater than any force that is against you. The legions of heaven are not silent. They are singing a song of victory over your life. This is the prophecy of your protection. You shall walk through the valley of the shadow of death and fear no evil, for my rod, my staff, and my armies are with you. You are entering a season where the supernatural will become your natural. You will feel a presence of peace that surpasses all understanding, and that is the sign that my angels are at work. Believe in the unseen, for it is more real than what you can touch. Your restoration is not just a hope. It is a military operation led by the King of Kings, and it cannot fail. The ground you walk on is secured, and the future you fear is already being paved with the gold of my favor. My beloved, I want you to lift your eyes and look toward the horizon of your life. Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere? Can you sense the humidity of the coming rain after such a long and bitter drought? I am releasing a wave of restoration that is so massive, it will overflow the banks of your current expectations. This is not a small ripple. It is a divine surge of my favor, and it is already beginning to touch the shores of your reality. You have been looking for a sign, and I am giving you the spiritual eyes to see the indicators that are appearing right now. The first sign is a sudden, unexplainable peace that has begun to settle over you, even when your circumstances haven't changed yet. This peace is the foundation upon which I am building your miracle. When you stop worrying and start resting, you are signaling to the universe that you know the King is on the throne. The wave is moving, and it is carrying with it everything that was stolen from you, now multiplied by the power of my grace. Watch for the suddens that are about to occur in your daily life. I am orchestrating a divine communication that will catch you completely by surprise. In the coming days, look for a phone call, an email, or a message from someone you haven't heard from in years, or perhaps from someone you have never met. This person will hold a key to a door you've been pounding on for a long time. It will be a connection that feels like a coincidence, but I want you to recognize it as my hand moving on your behalf. This contact will bring news of an opportunity, a recommendation, or a breakthrough that will solve a problem you thought was permanent. I am moving in the hearts of strangers to favor you. I am causing your name to be brought up in rooms you haven't even entered. The wave is pushing these people toward you, and you will not have to strive or manipulate to make it happen. You simply need to be ready to answer the call. There is also a sign appearing in your finances, a sign of the zero balance. I am moving in the ledgers of heaven and earth to clear the debts that have been a weight around your neck. You will see unexpected credits errors caught in your favor, or a sudden release of funds that were previously frozen. I am the God who provides in the desert, and I am clearing the path for your financial restoration. Someone is going to be moved by my spirit to bless you with a gift or a seed that will break the back of lack in your house. It might come through a stranger's kindness or a debt being forgiven without you even asking. If you believe that I am the God of the breakthrough, and that this wave of restoration is washing over your house right now, do not remain silent. This is a holy moment of affirmation. Type I believe or 777 in the comments to align your faith with this prophecy. Your words of agreement are the anchors that hold this blessing in your physical world. This incoming wave is also bringing a restoration of your time and your energy. I saw how the years seemed to slip through your fingers while you were in survival mode. But I am the God who can compress time. What should have taken 10 years to rebuild, I will do in 1. The wave of my favor will accelerate your progress until you are standing in a reality that you once only dreamed of. You will look back and realize that the delay was actually a gathering of momentum. Every tear you shed was a drop in this ocean of restoration that is now crashing into your life. The struggle is being replaced by ease, and the mourning is being replaced by a joy so deep it will radiate from your skin. Prepare your heart, my child. Clean out the storehouse of your mind. Remove the old labels of victim and struggler, for the wave is bringing a new identity. You are the restored one. You are the highly favored. The tide has turned, and it is bringing you home to the abundance I promised you before time began. My child, the season of counting pennies and living in the shadow of not enough is officially coming to an end. I have heard the silent calculations you make every night, the way you stretch every resource until it aches, and the fear that grips your heart when an unexpected bill arrives. I want you to know that I am the God of justice, and I have not forgotten the years that the locusts have eaten in your life. Every dollar that was stolen through unfair circumstances, every promotion that was bypassed because of office politics, and every inheritance that was blocked by greed is being calculated in the courts of heaven. I am not just going to give you back what you lost. I am going to repay you with interest. I am restoring your material world so completely that you will no longer remember the taste of poverty. The drought is over, and the floodgates of my provision are swinging wide open on their hinges. Hear my decree. There is a divine transfer of wealth taking place in the spiritual realm, and your name is on the ledger of the recipients. I am shifting the resources from the hands of those who use them for darkness into the hands of my faithful children who will use them for light. You have been tested with the little, and you have proven your integrity in the lean years. Because you did not turn your back on me when you had nothing, I can now trust you with the much. I am moving in the banking systems, in the real estate markets, and in the minds of those who owe you debts. Expect checks in the mail that you didn't anticipate. Expect settlements that have been tied up in legal battles for years to suddenly be released in your favor. I am breaking the spirit of lack off your family tree and replacing it with a spirit of abundance that will allow you to be a lender, not a borrower. I am not only restoring your bank account, I am restoring your environment. I see the place where you live and the things you use daily that are broken or worn out. I am the God who cares about the roof over your head and the car that you drive. I am preparing a place for you that is a sanctuary of peace, a home that reflects the dignity I have placed within you. You will no longer live in a state of making do. I am providing the means for you to live in comfort and beauty, because you are a representative of my kingdom on earth. This restoration is not about greed. It is about your freedom to serve me without the distraction of survival. I am giving you the resources to be a blessing to others, to feed the hungry, and to build the dreams I have placed in your heart. When the world looks at your life, they will have to admit that only I could have made such a turnaround possible. If you believe that your financial chains are breaking right now, do not let this moment pass without an act of faith. I want you to join this family of light by pressing the like button and subscribing to this channel as a sign that you are moving out of the realm of lack and into the realm of my limitless supply. This is your second marker of agreement, a moment to anchor your spirit to the abundance of heaven. By doing so, you are telling the enemy that your trust is no longer in the economy of man, but in the economy of your Father. Type, "The wealth of the righteous is mine," or 888 in the comments right now to seal this financial prophecy into your life. As you do this, feel the weight of debt and worry lifting off your shoulders. You are being positioned for a level of prosperity that will change your family's future forever. The transfer is happening, and it is happening for you. My beloved, I am the great physician, and I am reaching into the very fibers of your being right now to perform a supernatural surgery that no human hand could ever achieve. I see the places where your body has failed you, where chronic pain has stolen your vitality, and where your cells have grown weary from the relentless battle of mere existence. I am speaking life into your bones and strength into your marrow. Right now, as you listen to my voice, I am releasing a healing frequency that is regenerating every organ and every tissue. The inflammation that has kept you stiff and exhausted is dissolving in the warmth of my presence. I am resetting your nervous system, clearing the static of trauma and anxiety from your mind. You will find that your breath is becoming deeper, your sleep more restorative, and your energy more vibrant than it has been in years. I am the God who renews your strength like the eagles, and I am making you whole from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. But my restoration does not stop with the flesh. It goes deep into the sanctuary of your heart where the world cannot see. I know the scars that remain from words that cut like knives and from people who discarded your love as if it were worthless. I am applying the balm of Gilead to those jagged edges. I am mending the chambers of your heart that were shattered by grief, betrayal, and rejection. I am washing away the residue of old heartbreaks that have made you afraid to trust or to love again. I am giving you a heart of flesh for the heart of stone that life forced you to build as a defense mechanism. You are being healed of the shame of the past, and I am restoring your capacity to feel pure, unadulterated joy. You will no longer walk with a heavy spirit, for I am replacing the spirit of heaviness with a garment of praise. Your soul is being revived, and the bitterness that once poisoned your thoughts is being turned into a sweet wellspring of peace. As I heal you from within, watch as the landscape of your relationships begins to transform. I am the one who prunes the vine so that it can bear more fruit, and I have intentionally removed the toxic connections, the jealous voices, and the parasitic partners who were draining your life force. It was painful when they left, but I was protecting you from a slow death of the spirit. Now, in the space that was cleared, I am bringing in divine alignments. I am orchestrating meetings with soul-level connections, people who will see your light and add to it, not try to extinguish it. I am bringing mentors who will guide you and a community that will celebrate your victories as their own. If you have been lonely, know that I am preparing a table for you in the presence of those who will truly love you for who I created you to be. The era of being misunderstood and used is over. The era of being cherished and honored has begun. Trust in this deep cleaning of your life, for I am preparing you to handle the weight of the glory that is coming. The isolation you felt was a temporary quarantine to ensure that the new wine I am pouring into you is not contaminated by old sour spirits. You are becoming a magnet for kindness, loyalty, and authentic love. The healing I am doing in your body and your heart is the essential foundation for the influence and the wealth I am about to manifest in your physical world. You cannot carry the weight of your future with the open wounds of your past. So let go of the shadows and embrace the light of this new day. Your cells are new, your heart is whole, and your circle is being perfected. This is the prophecy of your total well-being. For I desire that you prosper and be in health even as your soul prospers. The world will soon look at you and see a radiance that can only come from a soul that has been touched and restored by the Creator. My child, as the doors of heaven swing wide and the treasures of my kingdom begin to pour into your life, I must give you the most precious gift of all my wisdom. Power without wisdom is a trap, and wealth without character is a burden that can crush the soul. I am not just giving you a fish. I am teaching you how to walk in the deep waters. I am sharpening your discernment so that you can see through the masks of those who will suddenly appear at your door once the scent of your blessing becomes public. Not everyone who celebrated your struggle will be able to celebrate your success. I am giving you a spirit of truth that will vibrate in your chest like a warning bell when someone approaches you with a hidden agenda. Trust that inner stillness. Sometimes I will ask you to be silent, to zip it, and not reveal the full extent of what I'm doing in your life. Privacy is a form of protection. Do not throw your pearls before those who only know how to trample beauty. I must also give you a fatherly warning, for I love you too much to see you fall into the pits that have claimed so many before you. The greatest test is not the storm, but the sunshine. When the bank account is full, when the body is healthy, and when the lonely nights are a distant memory, there is a temptation to believe that you achieved it all by your own strength. Do not let pride build a high wall around your heart. Remember the nights you cried out to me from the floor. Remember the crushing weight that only my hand could lift. Stay rooted in the soil of humility, for it is the only ground where my grace can continue to grow. If you allow arrogance to take up space in your container, it will push out the very confidence and creativity that brought you here. I am the source, and as long as you stay connected to the vine, your fruit will never wither. But if you disconnect to seek the glory of man, you will find yourself back in the desert of your own making. I am calling you to be a vessel, not a reservoir. A reservoir hoards everything it receives until the water becomes stagnant and lifeless. But a vessel allows the living water to flow through it to quench the thirst of a dying world. When I pour abundance into your hands, it is so that you can be the answer to someone else's prayer. If you take your hands off your own problems and reach out to help someone else carry theirs, I will keep my hands on your situation with a double portion of favor. This is the divine cycle of the kingdom. Do not use your newfound wealth and influence to build a monument to yourself. Use it to build a bridge for those who are still trapped where you used to be. Every time you give, you are sowing a seed for an even greater harvest. Generosity is the ultimate spiritual warfare against the spirit of lack. It proves that you believe in my limitless supply. Lastly, my beloved guard, the peace I have restored to you with a holy jealousy. There will be voices from your past shadows of the people you used to be, and the people who used to hurt you that will try to pull you back into the old cycles of guilt and bitterness. They will try to remind you of who you were, but I am reminding you of who I have made you to become. You are a new creation. Do not agree with the whispers of not worthy, or it won't last. Those are lies from the enemy designed to make you doubt the permanence of my promise. Stand firm in your new identity. Wear your restoration like a royal robe. This blessing is not a temporary visit. It is your new home. Use the wisdom I have given you to manage your time, your health, and your spirit with excellence. You have passed the test of endurance, and now you are entering the era of stewardship. Walk softly, love deeply, and keep your eyes fixed on me, the author and finisher of your faith. My precious child, take a moment to breathe. Can you feel the profound change in the very air around you? I am breathing a supernatural stillness into the corridors of your soul, a peace that does not depend on the absence of noise, but on the presence of your Father. This is the peace that surpasses all human understanding, the kind that stands guard over your heart and mind like a celestial sentry. For years you have lived in a state of high alert, your nervous system tuned to the frequency of survival. You have been waiting for the next blow, the next disappointment, the next crisis. But today, I am recalibrating your spirit. I am inviting you to step out of the storm and into the eye of my grace. The war is over, my beloved. The struggle is no longer your identity. I am removing the armor of defense you have worn for so long and wrapping you in the soft linen of my rest. You don't have to fight for your place anymore. You are already seated with me in heavenly places. The battle you have been fighting in your mind for so long, the constant what-ifs, the replay of past failures, the anxiety about the future, is being silenced by my voice today. I am declaring over your life the same words that shook the foundations of the earth. It is finished. The debt of your past is paid. The power of your enemies is broken. The legal right of darkness to haunt your thoughts has been revoked. When I say it is finished, I mean that the era of your crushing is complete, and the era of your crowning has begun. This is the moment of divine transition. I am pouring an oil of gladness over your head that will soothe every jagged edge of your memory. You are entering a state of spiritual equilibrium where you can hear my whispers clearly without the static of fear. This peace is your new atmosphere. It is the soil in which your new life will bloom. Do not let the world lure you back into the chaos. Stay here in the sanctuary of my embrace. This divine peace is not a temporary feeling that will fade with the morning sun. It is an immovable anchor that I am dropping into the depths of your being. It is the power to stand still and see my salvation manifest. In this stillness, I am finishing the work I started in you. Every broken connection in your brain, every fragmented part of your emotions, and every weary bone in your body is aligning with the harmony of heaven. You are becoming a carrier of this peace. When you walk into a room, people will feel the weight of this tranquility, and they will be drawn to the light within you. This is the sign that you are truly restored. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are responding from the throne room. Rest now, for the architect is satisfied with the foundation. The house of your life is built on the rock, and the floods have no more power over you. It is done. It is complete. It is finished. My precious child, we have reached the threshold of your new beginning. Every word I have spoken to you today has been a seed of fire planted in the fertile ground of your soul. Do not think of this as just the end of a message, but as the activation of a new reality. The heavens have recorded your presence, and the angels have witnessed your agreement. The old you, the one who was tired, the one who was broken, the one who lived in lack, is a person who no longer exists in my eyes. I have resurrected your hope and reinstated your authority. Feel the weight of my glory settling upon you like a royal robe. This is the moment where the spiritual becomes physical. The things I have promised you in the secret place are now manifesting in the light of day. You are leaving this moment different than how you arrived. The shift has happened. The chains are gone. The restoration has begun, and it is irreversible. I am now placing my final seal upon this prophecy, a mark of divine ownership that no power in hell can ever erase. This word is locked into your timeline, and it is guarded by the host of heaven. The enemy may try to whisper doubts to you as soon as you step away, but he cannot steal what I have already cemented in your spirit. Your faith has been the bridge that allowed my grace to cross over into your life. You have stood the test, you have kept the faith, and now you are about to walk in the reward. Every tear you have shed has been converted into a drop of oil for your anointing. You are now the living proof of my goodness. Your life is becoming a testament that will leave the world in awe. Remember, my child, that I did not bring you this far to leave you. I brought you here to launch you into the greatest season of your existence. It is sealed. It is settled. It is done. Now, my beloved, I want you to perform the final act of faith to lock this blessing into your life forever. Seal this prophecy right now so that it may take root and bear fruit in your physical world. Type "I claim my restoration" or "Amen" in the comments below to tell the universe that this word belongs to you. Do not stay silent. Let your voice be heard in the courts of heaven. As you do this, I invite you one last time to press the like button and subscribe to this channel, joining our family of believers permanently. By subscribing, you are signaling your desire to remain in the flow of my presence and to keep your spirit nourished by the words I speak. This simple act of agreement connects your heart to a community of light that will stand with you as you walk into your destiny. Seal it now, for your miracle is no longer on the way, it is here. And my child, and if this message has truly strengthened you, if it has lifted a weight from your spirit or restored your hope, I want to honor the heart that desires to sow. If you feel led, you may leave a super thanks as a seed of gratitude, an offering that helps this channel continue carrying my words to the ones who are still in the dark and searching. Do not give out of pressure. Give only out of love and obedience. And as you sow, I will breathe on what you release, and I will multiply it back to you in ways that cannot be explained by logic. Peace in your home, strength in your body, favor on your steps, and provision that arrives right on time. Go forth now with your head held high, for you are a child of the King, restored, redeemed, and highly favored. Walk in the peace I have given you, and watch as the signs and wonders I promised begin to unfold in your life. Your testimony is being written even as you breathe. But stay alert, my chosen one, for this is only the beginning of what I have for you. I have seen things about your future that would leave you breathless with joy, secrets of your destiny that are even more magnificent than what we have shared today. And now prepare yourself for the next revelation I am about to release about your divine purpose. Will change everything you thought you knew about your life. I will see you in the next message, for our conversation is far from over. I love you with an everlasting love. It is finished.